Hello, and welcome to this brief tutorial on how to search Food Science and Technology Abstracts, FSTA. Learning outcomes for this tutorial are: learn how to locate and use subject headings in your search, learn how to use keyword in your search, including search functions like truncation and Boolean operators, learn how to apply limits to your search. Before beginning your search in FSTA or any other database, the first step is to define your research question. For my demonstration, I will use the following. What are the health effects of probiotics in fermented foods? Once I have a research question, I will then identify my key concepts. My key concepts are probiotics, fermented foods, and health. FSTA can be accessed from the library's website. In order to locate subject headings in FSTA, I will click on Thesaurus. As a reminder, subject headings are controlled vocabulary used to classify articles based on their content. Let us begin our search by searching for fermented foods in the thesaurus. For fermented foods, I can click on the subject heading, and then I'll see a listing of narrower terms. In terms of my search, I will need to decide if I want to search for only fermented foods or if I also want to include all of the narrower terms underneath. If I would like to include the narrower terms, I could explode the subject heading fermented foods, and that allows me to retrieve the child terms. But for this example, I will just select fermented foods and add it to my search. When the subject heading is added to the search box, I see a DE. That's a code saying that it is a subject heading. I can now search FSTA with the subject heading fermented foods. I may also want to include some keywords in my search for fermented foods. And in order to do this, I can just start adding my keywords into the search box. Here I'm using truncation, and I'm also defining the search field for each of my terms. So let's start with this first line. I have ferment with a star food. This will retrieve fermented foods, fermentation, and food in the title field. If I want to do the same in FSTA, then I can add the synonym, the equivalent here, and I can search an abstract. I've also added another synonym for fermented food, such as cultured food. And now I can run my search with my keywords. In order to combine my keywords with my subject heading, I can click Clear, and I can consult my search history. I can select the boxes, and then I can combine these with a Boolean operator OR. So this will retrieve articles that are indexed according to fermented food, or also all of my keywords that were listed in line 2. And this search retrieves 19,000 results. Part of comprehensive searching involves using both subject headings and keywords. You could search using only subject headings, but it's important to know that this may in turn lead you to miss pertinent results. Subject headings aren't automatically applied. There could be a delay. Therefore, if I only search for subject headings, I may not capture more recently published articles. And if the goal of my project is to do a comprehensive search, should have both subject headings and keywords. Now, I will repeat the same process of identifying the subject headings and integrating keywords for my 2 other research concepts. Once I have my subject headings and keywords for all of my research concepts, I can then group these with the Boolean operator AND. And so this will search for results that talk about fermented foods, probiotics, and health. And this search ultimately yields 498 results. Once I've combined my various searches and I retrieve results based on my research concepts and my research question, I can then apply limits to my search. In order to apply limits in FSTA, I can scroll down, and on the left side, there's an option to refine results. Common limits include language, data publication, and document type. For this particular search, I would like to limit it to English. I also want articles published in the last 5 years. And in this case, my professor has asked me to only include articles that are scholarly or peer review in scope, and so I could apply this particular filter. I now have 278 results. In FSTA, my subject headings will be bolded, as will my keywords, and this allows me to see how the articles are being retrieved. It is important to always test a search, so as I'm integrating subject headings and keywords, I skim my results list in order to make sure that the articles I'm retrieving are pertinent. If you have any questions, please contact the Health Sciences Library or your research librarian. Thank you for watching this brief tutorial on how to search FSTA.